on tonight's episode of Red Herring. Student Kenzie has gone missing during the beginning of the semester. She was last seen at a party with student Valerie, where they appeared to be under the influence. The two were seen discussing Kenzie's recent breakup with SADIE. The two were Bleakwood University's it couple and were adored and envied by many. Kenzie's body was later found in Sweetheart's Lake, where Kenzie was often seen with friends Grace and Judi. Could any of these students be involved in Kenzie's mysterious death?
My name is SADIE Martinez. I am 21 years old, and I am a senior at Bleakwood University. I have been attending these past couple of years, and I love it. I'm even a cheerleader here. Go Ravens, you know? But I never really cared for all of that. Kenzie and I were the star it couple. Everybody was always like, oh my god, you guys are so cute together. But I loved her for her, you know? Sorry, it's all still really fresh. I couldn't imagine anyone hurting Kenzie. I met Kenzie at the beginning of junior year, and it all felt like a dream. I met Kenzie at the beginning of junior year, and it all felt like a dream. I couldn't imagine anyone hurting Kenzie. The night of Kenzie's disappearance, I was home. I had just broken things off with her. She broke it off with me. She told me that she basically couldn't give me everything that I deserved. You know, she was so worried about what everyone else would think. And I told her, I don't care what everyone else thinks, Kenz. I just wanted to be together. But, she obviously didn't want that. Kenzie didn't have any enemies. The whole student body loved her. My friends adored her, especially Valerie. I never argued with Kenzie, but when she said that she wanted to break things off, I couldn't understand her mindset. But then again, I guess she wasn't really mine to understand. Sorry, that being that she told Valerie that she cheated on me during our entire relationship. So, but what do I know? We were only together for a year, 6 months, and 7 days. Who's counting, am I right? Sorry. Can you like a tissue or something? Thanks. Okay. I feel like I lost everything so maybe if I begged her to stay, she wouldn't have been at, like, I've been there a few times. I don't understand why she was found there. The last thing I said to Kenzie, well, I told her that I loved her and that I'll be waiting when she came back. I'm sorry. I think I'm done here.
Hi, my name is Valerie Everett. I'm 21 years old and I go to Bleakwood University. Sorry, I'm not used to this kind of thing. This thing being interviewed for murder, let alone your own friend's murder. At least that's what everyone is saying it is. Not much goes on in this town, so I'm just a little shaken. How do I know Kenzie? Oh, she's my friend. Or was my friend. We were all in a group together. Kenzie, Sadie, Grace, Judy, and I. Being that we're from a small town, we've all known each other since we were practically in diapers. People consider us the cool people, but Kenzie was pretty much always the leader of the pack, and the rest of us just trailed behind. Being friends with Kenzie had its perks, but most of the time it meant feeling like a groupie, you know? Never having a name for yourself, being Kenzie's friend all the time. I don't know, it sounds dumb, but that's what it was like. I tried to talk to Kenzie one time about leaving the group, but she insisted that we had to stick together. She even went so far as to say that no one else would ever accept me because I'm just too quiet. It's the only argument we ever had besides dumb, stupid, girly stuff. Kenzie was pretty much well-liked all around. Obviously, some people were jealous of her status, but that's not a reason to just go off someone. Sadie and her did have a falling out. They were dating. Sadie wanted more from Kenzie. I know this because Sadie and I are the closest of the group. She tells me everything. If there's one person who couldn't have done this, it's Sadie. She loved Kenzie. For what reason? I don't know. But she adored her. Kenzie was so lucky to have Sadie. She threw it all away on some bitch in a short skirt. I'm sorry. It's just, Sadie deserved better. Sure, that was also the last thing I said to Kenzie. We were at a cafe, I believe, and she was trying to explain her side of the story. But I know what happened. Kenzie went out to a party, got drunk, and hooked up with a stranger. There's not much else to explain. She broke Sadie's heart. My best friend's heart. Anyway, you want to know where I was? I was coming home from a late class. I stopped at the grocery store to get some dinner, and I went home. Nothing out of the ordinary. The lake where she... Oh, I'm not sure. Grace lives right by it, but her house is too far out for me. Kenzie, Grace, and Julissa were always by it. I would ask those two about it. It's weird, though, because Kenzie didn't even know how to swim. I'm tired. Are we done here?
So, I'm Julissa Jones, but literally everyone basically calls me Judy. Since the 2nd grade, it's been my nickname. Because my last name is Jones, and you know that book about that bitch, Judy B? Yeah. I'm her. But the people love a bitch, and I fit the role perfectly. Oh, and I just turned, 21, last Thursday, but the party was on Friday. It was seriously the best party since, spring semester. Yeah, so Kenz was in my freshman English class, and we sat right beside each other on the first day. I was, literally obsessed with her hair bow. So I had to ask her where she got it. Turns out it was from Walmart, which is gross. But being that I am humble, I still sat beside her for the rest of the semester. I liked her sass and how she would gossip with me about the girls at Bleakwood, especially about Grace. Even though I despise that she'd wear heels, like, that is my thing. Don't freaking steal my thing, you know? But whatever. Her and I traded numbers and started hanging out after the semester ended. Like I said, I liked her sass and her two-faced energy. It was a good fit for a friendship because being that I am a bad bitch, we're like basically the same, you know? Two peas in a pot, or whatever the phrase is. Yeah, totally. I argued with Kenzie once. Like I said, she would wear heels sometimes, but it's like, that is my thing. So I told her that she needs to respect the boundaries. I am the heel wearer. That is that. Respect the facts, bitches. But it turns out that she didn't give a damn about my rant and decided to wear her gross ass Payless heels the next week. And literally continued through her bullshit for like the next 2 years. But looks like I won't have to see that happen anymore with her being dead and all. Enemies, please. That could be any one of these Bleakwood bees. Kenzie was hot and everyone knew it. Which, now that I think about it, Sadie was probably all pissed that Kenzie broke things off with her. Sadie lost the hot chick. Well, the second hottest. Because, well, me. Yeah, I exist. So Sadie might know something that you're looking for. Or Grace. She might have been pissed about all the rumors me and Ken spread about her. I mean, could you imagine if Grace did it? Oh my god, literally the audacity. What a bitch. Plus, it would make sense because Grace called me up when I was in the bathtub with my face mask on. And she was freaking out, saying shit all muffled. And I was like, calm down, girl. And Grace told me she saw body floating in Sweetheart's Lake. Which is weird because Grace lives right in front of the lake. So I called my dad because he works for the police department. And whatever. And they went to the lake and confirmed that the body was Kenzie's. Kenzie and Grace and I, we all used to hang out there, you know, after our last class on Thursdays. But, you know, it was always chill. We would just sit and talk. Typical us, you know? Well, the last time that I saw Kenz was last Friday at my birthday party. But she left early because I told her to leave. She wore the exact same heels that I was wearing for my birthday party. It pissed me off, so I threw the bitch out. I do feel bad though. The last thing that I said to her was go die in a ditch, bitch, which is ironic. But I mean, not so much, because she died in a lake, not in a ditch. We done, or?
My name is Grace VINCELL. I am 20 years old. I go to Bleakwood University where I study English. I live with my roommates off campus right across Sweetheart Lake. On the night of Kenzie's disappearance, I was at swim practice until around 11 p.m. I always go night swimming in Sweetheart Lake after practice. Kenzie, Judy, and I hang out there after class too. That night, I was going over strokes when I see a huge gym bag float to the top of the water, and Kenzie's cheer uniform was stuffed into it. That's when Kenzie's body floated to the surface of the water. I totally freaked out and immediately ran out of the water so I could call Judy. Her dad's a cop. I've known Kenzie through cheer since elementary school. We kind of fell off though when she got me kicked off the team in junior high because she decided I wasn't girly enough to hang out with her. I had to transfer schools to continue cheering. But we got closer once we both got into Bleakwood. Being from the same hometown, she's always seen me as a competition, whether in school or with cheer or with girls. I could tell she was so pissed when she found out I started swimming in college because she knew she couldn't compete with me. I know that her and Judy talk about me behind my back, but I think it's because Kenzie was so insecure and afraid that she wouldn't be cool enough for Judy. The last thing I said to her, I don't remember.
The night of Judi's party, I wasn't at a late class. I skipped it because I wanted to confront Kenzie about her dumping Sadie. I just couldn't stand the fact that she broke Sadie's heart and her trust. I couldn't let Sadie be pushed to the side. Like me. At about 10, I showed up and I saw Kenzie drunk with her so-called friends. I went straight up to her and told her I wanted to speak with her. She ignored me. And after she ignored me, I became livid and I started screaming at her. Then I wanted to talk to her about her breakup with Sadie. That seemed to get her attention. I asked her if we could go talk on the dock, like we always did when we were kids. She silently nodded and we walked there. She turned and she faced me and I could tell that she was mad. She told me to just get it over with. I saw red. I tore into her, telling her she treated Sadie like some whore and just broke her heart. She started arguing back with me, telling me that Sadie shouldn't have gotten too attached because she had other girls willing and waiting for her. We just kept getting louder and louder, and eventually I just lost it, and I got so mad, I pushed her. And she fell into the lake. I didn't realize we were so close to the edge. I knew she couldn't swim. I tried to save her. I swear I did. But she was too far to reach, and by the time I could jump in to get her, she was already under. I panicked, so I ran and I came up with the story that I told you, and nobody questioned it, so I thought I could get away with it. But I killed my friend. I couldn't tell anybody what I did. I was so ashamed, especially not Sadie. If she ever found out, she would never be able to look at me again. Please don't tell her. Please.